So before we jump into all the chapter stuff you're doing, why don't you give the audience a little background about yourself, where you're calling from, and how you kind of got interested in the movement and anything of relevance as such.
Okay, it sounds like a good idea. Well, where to start? Perhaps maybe a good idea is to dissect my username. Well, you already identified my real name. I'm Gilbert, and I go by DarkDancer on the forums and on the Ventrilo channel, which is our primary voice chat at the moment. The name comes from, well, Dark. It's kind of racial related. I am from the Netherlands, which is in Europe, Western European country, and I was born in the city of Amsterdam, although I won't bore you with my whole background, so don't worry about that. Basically, I am 21, also one of the younger members of the movement. I study international law. My ethnic origin is in South America and Asia, so kind of mixed background. Basically, I got interested in the movement because I was watching the first movies as well as other research on topics of the same level, and basically I wanted to do something, and I think that's a feeling that everybody has when they're getting in touch with these subjects. So when you announced the Zeitgeist Movement in Addendum, I felt a urgent need to participate in this, and that's basically how I got around here. Well, in daily life, I study international law, like I already mentioned. The second part of my username is Dancer, and that's because I dance salsa, so I'm a very social person aside from all the movement stuff as well. How did I get in touch with the chapters? Well, when I tried to participate in the movement initially, there were a lot of things going on. That's a few months ago, and there's still a lot going on, so perhaps that was not the right way to phrase it. But anyhow, what I was mostly interested in is when you announced that we were going to have regional departments, and you called them chapters at that moment, and that's the name until now. I felt a very large interest in trying to see how this would develop, as it would represent our movement on all local levels. And one thing that I did from there is, when that was progressing but not on a very rapid pace, I decided to organize a meeting of international chapters to bring the international chapters together and have a place to talk. So that's how I got in touch with a lot of chapters, and from there I started to learn to know a lot of people from different parts of the world. We discussed their chapters on a local level and their problems, and well, I experienced that I was able to assist in some cases. So that's how it grew, I guess, from a need to have assistance from the general website to actually try and fulfill that role. So yeah, that's basically a small background.
Yes, that's great, and I want to thank you for doing that, because things have been very scattered in general. I'm always having to deal with chapters personally, and I had yet to come to a point where I could organize them all together. It was always in the back of my mind. And I want to thank you specifically, and also thank everyone out there that has been stepping up to do things that they know are needed that hasn't been personally sanctioned yet by the movement. You know, I get emails constantly of people asking me, you know, what can I do to help? And I do my best to orient them. My daily schedule, of course, is very crazy, and I was really just so pleased that you would actually just take it upon yourself to begin initializing this, which has turned out to be very, very effective. We have these Ventrilo meetings with many, many chapters. I think you mentioned there are many chapters in the last meeting, and there will be one today as well. And I want to announce to everybody that's in a chapter listening that at least one organizer, should be involved in these Ventrilo meetings as they move forward. And larger order issues will be coming up as well. This is a great way to answer questions, a great way to toss around ideas as far as what you think your chapter should be doing.